All right, I'm about to show you 6 amazing tips for strumming and sounding great on the guitar. Number 1 is always going to be the palm mute. The palm mute is probably the most important strumming technique. It's not just all about going up and down, but it's sort of how you're going to be playing, what strings you're playing. But if you're strumming just basic 4 beats down, or all 6, 1 and 2, and you put a palm mute, then you have this tone right here. So it's very simple to do. Strumming with a palm mute, you're basically putting your palm on the back of the guitar on the nut right here. You just barely put it, you karate chop your guitar, is what I say, you karate chop it, and then you move this back and forth until you get just enough palm mute. Now too much palm mute, and it doesn't sound like anything. And no palm mute, sounds too open. So if you get it right up there, you can move it around. So that brings me to number 2, which is selective strumming. Selective strumming is something that I doubt that I actually invented it, but it's sort of my own little thing that I came up with calling it selective strumming. And it just means you're going to strum not all 6 strings all the time. Because a lot of people just get their hand going, and it just sounds like just a mess of guitar strumming. So what you want to do is maybe strum all 6 the first time, and then on the bottom 2 or 3. So if you're going to do 1 and 2, and you can go. So you see how that sort of changed everything. Instead of just going, you're going. So selective strumming can also go the other way. You can strum them all and then just strum the top 2 or 3. And you know, what thing you're going to end up doing is putting these together. So if I selectively strum and just strum the tops, and I put a palm mute on, I can get this. So I let these ring out, and then I palm mute on the top. And that creates a really cool tone. So that's a tip. It's basically using selective strumming and palm muting together. So the other thing that is huge, if you can do this, it's really not super hard, but it changes everything in the sound, and that is called accents. So if you can accent different beats, you can do syncopation, that's fine, and that I'll get to in the bottom, but this is basically just accenting basic accents. So accenting a rhythm strumming pattern, if you're going to do 4 down and then an 8th note, like that's pretty straight. So that's kind of boring, and you don't want to do that all the time, so you could accent like on 2 and 4. 2, 1, 2. So that changes it up a little bit. That wasn't like probably the greatest example ever. So accenting usually happens on like a 2 and a 4, like a snare drum, or a 1 and a 3, or let's see what I would want to do with an accent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. There it is. So you got. So you're using selective strumming to accent those bottom notes. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. have something that feels like music. I think too many guitar players that aren't, you know, versed in this sort of these little techniques, their strumming gets boring. They all sound the same. You can just change the accents around just a little bit, put them on a different beat, and then you got a totally different feeling. This is eighth notes or 16th feel. So you have basically, this is a sort of a tip for getting your strumming to be really, really good, solid, sort of getting rhythm to live in your hands so you can put it in the guitar. You can use accents, you can use selective strumming, palm muting, and all that, but you want to feel the music in your right hand. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So I'm feeling eighth notes there. So you can see that, but I'm also thinking 16th notes, which would be like ticka 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 ticka. So you can actually you want to start feeling the 16th note pulse and the 8th note pulse and probably the quarter note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So you want to feel those in your mind, in your heart, in your just all the way down to basically just your whole mind and brain needs to be feeling the 1, 2, 3, and then you see the 8th note 1 and 2 and 3 and the 16th ticket 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 ticket. That's the only way you'll be able to actually create fast, cool kind of strumming patterns like this. Be able to do that is if you feel in your right hand, and I've been playing electric a lot lately, so all I have is these really thick picks. They're really thick, so they're probably sounding pretty harsh, but the only way you're going to be able to feel that rhythm is to get good at fast strumming is to feel that rhythm, tick 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 tick, and it's in your hand. So even when you're not playing, you are actually, your hand's moving. Add a palm mute and a selective strumming. And so that brings me to this one, which is syncopation. So syncopation probably is, it's a little bit harder to think of. It's sort of an accent on an unexpected beat. So a pattern that I do syncopated a lot would be 1, 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and. So the accent's on the and. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and so 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 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 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So in a pattern with 16th notes and adding that syncopation, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1. So that's syncopation. It'll wear you out if you have to count that. Luckily, you don't have to. You can just play it. It does help to count, though, in the beginning. If you can chant that rhythm, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and. If you can chant it, so like I say in most of my programs, if you can say it, you can play it. If you can't say it, then you can't play it. If you can't say that and chant that and kind of tap that out, then you will not be able to put it in your right hand and strum it on the guitar and sound like anything. So the last one, and this might be a little more than 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The last one, number 6, would be dynamics. And so dynamics, it makes the player from just basically okay to just really professional. If you can do these fast rhythms soft, or these slow rhythms loud, or you can go the same rhythm like real loud and then you can do it real soft. It takes a lot of pick control and a lot of technique, but you could open up with that's real soft, and, you know, and you can, and then you can build it up. You can even just make a loud accent and go back to soft. So what I'm showing you right now is the ability to play a fast, aggressive rock riff soft, and then loud, and then an accent, and then bam, dun, 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 dun. That will make your strumming like 1,000,000 times better. And I think it's probably one of the most important things, because a lot of people will get these strumming things, they'll start doing them, and their strings sound jangly, they're digging in too much, doing all kinds of stuff. But if you can do some of these things and start practicing them a little bit at a time, your strumming is going to go like from maybe just here, just to way up there, and the phone is ringing. So I'm going to grab my phone, and I'm going to also let you know you should like, share, and subscribe the video down here. Go over to worshiptheking.com. I have all kinds of courses, books, lessons that are similar to this that take you from very baby steps all the way through. I also have more advanced stuff. I have some weekly lesson stuff, some live webinars, some recorded webinars, all the things I'm trying to do just to get these techniques out to you. So go to worshiptheking.com. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and share the video, because that really helps. And God bless you. Thank you for watching.